Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the NOOB Podcast, Attack on Titan, episodes 84, 85, 86, 87, the last episodes of Attack on Titan before the final attack. Are they called the final attack? I'm certain I know it, but I never have the confidence in when it comes to bringing it to the forefront of my brain.
I mean, on Hulu,
The
they're
last
labeled Attack on
attack.
Titan.
The last attack.
I was going to say, on Hulu, they're labeled Attack on Titan season, or like the final season, Special 1 and Special 2.
Yeah. But the actual title is The Last Attack. Mitch 692, Jarod, the noob.
Indeed.
How are we feeling? Because I think these four are quite heavy.
They're really good. I really enjoyed them. They were really satisfying. I think because I know that this is going to be wrapped up in 2 movies, like in an hour-long special and an hour and a half long special. I find myself, I don't want to say underwhelmed because that has a negative connotation to it. Because I'm not underwhelmed. Mm-hmm. It's more like it feels like I just watched Avengers Infinity War.
Then you get Ant-Man and the Wasp?
No, but I didn't finish Infinity War. It feels like, or you know what? No, Endgame is a better comparison. It feels like I'm watching Endgame and I just saw Hulk do a snap. And then Ant-Man goes up to the window. And then like Thanos' invasion begins and then it ends.
Yeah.
And it's like, I really would like to know how this is actually going to end. And
well, good thing you will.
I thought this was, I don't know why I thought the episodes would have some finality of their own.
Yeah, I get you.
Pardon me. I really did. I thought there was going to be a little bit more, like, I don't know. I thought I was going to see more of what was going on with the rumbling. I really, really thought we were going to get more of what those final moments were. Also, unrelated, really don't like Lovecrafty and Eren Yeager. That shit is unsettling.
Horrifying.
I mean, you get like a little glimpse of it in the opening.
Yeah.
But like you can't really get it. You don't really get a good look at it. And I haven't. And I was like, I'm not going to cheat and pause it so I can look at it.
You actually get 2 looks at it in the opening.
Really?
Because the first thing you see, that the first big face, is that.
In the intro?
I'm pretty certain it is, yeah.
Oh, let me look. Also, I apologize, guys. We're recording this the same day we recorded last week's, and I am, for whatever reason, quite sleepy.
I think say snotty.
I am. I mean, I'm also stuffy. I'm stuffy and I'm sleepy. And I've tried to regulate both to no avail.
Yeah, I'm certain. Oh, adverts, go away. Always with the adverts, YouTube. God damn.
I know.
I should have just gone on Crunchyroll thinking about it. That would have been the smartest.
It's funny you say that because I'm on the Crunchyroll YouTube channel.
So am I. All right, that's Aaron's. I'm certain there is a shot.
Moment.
Certain there's a shot you see his face because it's so dark.
I mean, if it's the first shot where it's just like...
No, that's just not what that is.
Okay.
Maybe you don't. Huh. Look at this man headbanging out.
Oh, dude, you know it.
I say it might act... Oh, no. Was it when Daddy's speech last week in the last batch of episodes? You get a proper close-up and it's all dark around it. Because it's only the face.
Yeah.
Yeah, his founding titan has lips, and it's very unsettling. I will agree.
Oh yeah, I just it's it just doesn't look right. And a show full of creatures that don't look right.
Hmm. Wait till you see more of it,
Like,
Jared. Guess what?
oh, good. I'm
It gets
so
worse.
glad it's gonna get
It
more
gets
hard to look
actively
at.
worse. But you know what I really like about it?
What's that?
They've teased the look of it since I think season 2.
Where?
You made reference at one point to Christ-like imagery because you see Eren like this, and it's got like all the Titan muscles holding him up.
Right.
That's a shot before he touches Historia's hand, and she's got the pendant thing. It makes the same shape as his because his arms are like this, and there's like a bit holding
Oh,
it up. It's
okay.
really cleverly done.
That's like one of my favorite things in the prequels.
Also,
And
when Eren's in the cave, like
yeah, when he's like, well, it's like one of my favorite things in the prequels because, according to the audio commentary, it was not intentional. But the scene right before Anakin goes hunting for Shmi in Attack of the Clones,
mm, mm.
there's a shot where when Anakin is hugging Padme goodbye before he goes to go looking for his mother, the shadow he's casting, it looks like Vader.
That's fun.
And it was an
That's fun.
intentional. It's just the
It just
shape of
happened to be it.
like the shape of like the little ponytail and like the way his hood was draped down his shoulders. Like it looks like Vader's helmet is being cast there.
That's fun.
It's really unnerving. But no, like I said, it's not that I was overwhelmed with these last 4 episodes. They were very good. I found a lot of the like fight to get off of Paradis incredibly thrilling. General,
nice to have Annie back, the female.
Nice to have Annie back.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. It's been a minute since we saw Annie. You know, General McGaff went from being. I'm so sorry, y'all. General McGaff went from being a very like milk toast one note military villain. You know, like as an example, like here's a YouTube channel I watched called Always Nerdy.
Yeah.
This guy does really cool like retrospectives on like superhero video games, and the last one he did was for the 2003 Hulk movie game, and then a couple days ago he released the video on Hulk Ultimate Destruction. And like General McGath reminded me of like video game Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah.
Just a yelling, loud, very jingoistic, might makes right, like military dickhead. And
that's it. Yeah.
His transformation and his worldview change feels sudden, feels abrupt, but in a really real natural way. You know, and it very much gave the ground of like, you know, whenever Taylor asked me, she's like, well, who are we even rooting for? And I was like,
Nobody.
I don't think I could root for anybody.
No.
You know, like the Marlians are just perpetuating a cycle of violence as retribution for things that were done to them thousands of years ago. But I know what Team Paradis is willing to do and what they did in
and what they're doing.
What's the city in Marley that they raided?
Oh, Liberia,
yeah. Like what they did in Liberia, like there was some unconscionable fucking shit. You know, like even taking Eren out of the equation. You know, Eren intentionally making this as ugly as humanly possible. You know, I was on that level. I think you could root for anybody, but like General McGath being the one to say, "Hey, clearly we were the aggressors, and the things that got us here are largely our fault." And it was one of those instances where it was really refreshing to get a moment where there's at least a party in the show admitting wrongdoing and just being very vulnerable and very like, like hearing people start to use the phrase cycle of violence and speak on like this is just gonna keep going and just get worse if we aren't better starting right now was shocking and refreshing, especially from that character. I'm gonna pause for a minute, but yeah, no, like I thought it was sudden in a good way. It was sudden in that like clearly this is a person who's having an aha moment.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was really affecting. As well as Sadis, joining him for that.
Yeah.
I was curious if that was him when that train blows up. I also love that, like, I love how in the end game we are that like people are just dropping like fucking flies.
Yeah.
Like not even like named important characters. Like it is just vicious out here. And I will say I had a moment where I was a little I found myself not moved at first by something, and the show won me over. And that was the way the scouts, our remaining scouts, were so hesitant to fight the Jaegerists.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, really? This is where we're drawing the line? Really? Now is when you're all getting cold feet? Now is when we want to try the pacifist route? Like I understand like that time is going to come eventually, and that's the point. That's what I'm hoping for. But like the fight isn't over. These guys are enabling planet-wide annihilation. And now is when we are like, oh, but like all the fighting and the killing is bad. I'm like, okay, sure. Now is when we grow. Now is
it's
when
more so I don't really want to kill people I'm friends with. Then this is bad. No, killing's wrong.
Sure, I get that we don't want to kill our friends. We've done that already.
They haven't.
They've
never had to kill people they actively know.
I'm just saying.
Also, it's very consistent with how they've been through the entire show.
You're right. I'm not saying it's not consistent.
I know. I'm just saying it's very.
And I landed a different place than I took off from with this, but I was really like, wow. Like of all times to get like cold feet, it's here when the stakes have never been higher. When the stakes have never been higher, and I just didn't buy it at first. I didn't buy it. And then
is it Armin's banger of a line, by the way?
Which the like I won't sit by while you bloody your hands for me. It wasn't that. Oh. It was watching Plan A work at first and then begin to come unraveled. And then the one dude starts popping Armin.
Yeah, poor fuck.
And he gets all fucked up. And Connie tackles the other one. He's trying to, and they're going back and forth. The guy's trying to like get the detonator rewound so he can blow up the boat and blow up the flying blow up the airplane. I was saying the ship with the flying boat attached to it is what I was saying. Like the whole thing, and it's the way that Connie. You realize the whole time Connie could have overpowered him and took the gun at any time. And then Connie was trying so hard to stop it from getting to this point. And eventually, he's like, this is it. And just kind of like pushes down enough to yank it out. Doop, doop, doop. Like shoots the guy in the head like 3 times so he falls into the water. And then just empties the clip in the other guy.
Yep. Or does he shoot the other guy first and then kills the? I can't remember the name of the guy.
He kills the guy who's working on the detonator,
which is the guy Armin's got
3 times. Yeah, because that guy
kills
just puts
the guy
gun
under
to
Armin first,
head.
and then
he kills the guy under Armin first, and then he just executes the guy in front of him. And it's Connie's reaction in that scene. The way he does it, the way that there's almost like it is the final. It is almost the final victory of the horrors of war, almost as its own like supernatural antagonist of the show. That to embrace violence, to embrace the horrors, you kind of have to force yourself to take it a step too far yourself. You know, you are at basically point blank range for both of these. There is no reason for you to go, but it's that like, it's almost that like primal, like, fuck. He just starts going crazy.
The other 3 shots are a stress release.
Yeah.
Get out of your system.
The other 3 shots are almost like it's almost like a motherfucker. Why'd you make me do this?
Yeah.
Why'd you make me do this? That anger,
your frustration, man.
And he screams, and that was the moment immediately I said, "Okay, I buy it," because it showed me that like the only way that Connie could do it, the only way that any of them could do it, is if they just completely cut loose.
Yeah.
And the way that everybody, all of our friends here, pretty much all agree that the fact that this is happening in the first place is indicative of failure.
Yeah.
Like, we lost the plot. Even now when the plot has not been more lost, we are at the cusp of never finding it again. Because of this is just how this has to keep going. And all we can do at this point is, because we've let the situation become so overwhelmingly consumed with violence, the only way for it to end is with just hyper-violence.
Yep.
It was just really affecting. Now, this is where you end up with that ludonarrative dissonance, where the show is saying the violence being here is a failure unto itself, is what the show is saying. And then the show is also doing cool shit. And some really sick fucking kills with the swords.
I like having the swords back.
I'm so
it's
happy
Attack
to have
on Titan.
Swords. I'm really sad to see how they work on people, but goddamn, are they
work
effective.
really well. They work really well. Yeah.
Mikasa practically in one shot,
just wipes out like 3 people.
And mutilates them on some absolute Mortal Kombat shit.
Yeah.
Her first pass, she lands and just gives this one guy like a Viking eagle thing. Just straight flays the guy in an X shape. And then around and then basically just gives the next guy, the Anakin Skywalker, just no limbs, and then like a quick cut to finish him. And then she like whips around and then just beheads a guy and then throws his body into the next one.
Doesn't she throw 2 people into that guy?
No, it's just the one.
Is it just the one extra? I thought it was 2 people.
No, she decapitates. It's the guy she decapitates, and then throws the headless body into the guy, and then zips over and then runs through both the headless corpse into the guy who's still fighting behind the headless body.
ODM
Damn.
gear is nasty against people. Nasty.
I
Would
look
have been a
forward to it
completely
being
different
Fortnite
show if
again.
Titans were like tiny. Would have been crazy.
Oh yeah. If the big scary monster things weren't big and scary, the show would be completely different. Yes.
Nah, shit's wild. Absolutely wild.
Shit is wild.
Also, Reiner eats a guy. I don't know if you caught that. Out of everything
Yeah.
Reiner does as the Titan, you're like, oh. It's bad enough you're just misting people with fists. Like the pair of them.
I didn't.
And then he's like, It's like, okay, Reiner, that was
Rhina eating the guy was so distracting that I was like, we really don't have time to unpack that at this stage of the game.
Like Peak, I get it. Peak, you get it because the mouse the main thing for the cart Titan, right? Reiner, you didn't need to do that. That was
even Peak. Like, I mean, granted, we do see the shot of her just like chowing on like 5 people at once, but even then, we see her basically using her bill as like almost like a blunt force weapon to like almost as like a demolition weapon that's just kind of like tearing into things and then like scooping up the debris into the air, flipping people around.
But not once do either of Reiner or Annie just tonk on the wires. Not once. It's my only criticism of that fight with those two. They don't ever once like just pure BM the ODM gear. Like bring back old Annie. Like where's flinging her? I know that I don't care about life for anyone, Annie.
That would have been wildly out of character if she was still whipping people around.
But like where's the little like little Mario boom jump?
Yeah.
Like, come
I'll
on,
also say, like, I really hate to be that guy.
No, what are we doing? You don't
Rhina
hate it.
and
You're taking
Annie.
glee in it. Come on now.
I do hate it. I don't like being that guy, but like I can't help but notice. And like I don't know, maybe it's because of the way the scouts have adapted to fighting Titans. But like Rhina and Annie in this fight are giving you just unlocked the final boss in a video game. And it turns out he has like half of the moves and nowhere near as much health.
I get what you're saying. I think it's a bit unfair because one's very depressed / suicidal at this point, and the other one has just woken up from a 4-year essential coma.
Sure. You know me. I know.
I'm just saying.
Not a single fight scene has ever happened that does not have outside factors affecting.
No. I get what you're saying,
but
I kind of agree. Not really agree, but
yeah, it's just rough watching. Like all it takes is like a minor coordinated assault.
They are also against a lot of Thunder Spears. And with the Titan warfare's on its way out, like technology's caught.
Sure,
up
like I said, I understand
in Annie's defense. To be fair,
consider all of that.
Reiner should know better. Annie hasn't. She ain't got a fucking clue what this thing is.
No, she knows.
She's been in a coma for 4 years.
Annie, no, because Annie says I've been able to keep up to date with everything going on thanks to Hitch and Armin.
Sure, but Hitch hasn't been there the entire time. She's stayed in MP. Like, why you see Armin sitting there being like, and we used the Thunder Spears, Annie. I
also say, I don't know. I mean, we have 2.5 hours worth of story left to tell.
You do.
I am between the ways it's been kind of gestured at, the way like just in the show, like on its own through just dialogue and just framing, the way Aaron spikes The way Aaron spikes the ball about it when he has his little crash out, and the moment in the opening. I sure as shit hope we're gonna get something to do with the whole like what's going like how much of Bertold is in Armin's head and like
Okay.
I would like for that to be explored a little bit. Like if that is something that gets left on the table and doesn't really get a whole lot of elaboration, then whatever. It's not the end of the world. But there is a part of me that's like, okay, I don't personally love the idea, but you okay? She's making food, and I just had to go, oh. And at first I thought it was an owl, and I thought she hurt herself, and then it just sounded like more like disappointment. I don't know if you could hear her again, but it's funny.
There's owl.
But I don't know. Like it's not something I'm super in love with. That like every single Titan has to deal with like multiple people living in their head, just because it's a big idea concept that has a lot to unpack with it, and it's something that outside of the metaphysical psychic time travel stuff with the Attack Titan, it's something that has not even
and the founder
and the founder, sure, but again, like with those two things have basically been folded into one for most of the show.
Oh, pretty much, yeah.
You know, for all intents and purposes, the founder and the Attack Titan. I understand those are two different things. I understand those are two different things. In the context of the show, it has largely been an Aaron and Grisha thing that has just been like linked to that concept. So with how much like the concept of like unreliable memory has been a thing with the way memories have been erased, like it's one of those things where it's like I am fascinated by this idea. You've not done enough with it up to this point.
Yeah.
And all we've done with it is gesture and imply really huge consequences. And we've not lived with them at all. And I feel like it's one of the few like lingering threads that I don't really see enough runway for what we have left to resolve to really get into and unpack.
I mean, maybe when Aaron said that, he was just full of shit.
Maybe he was just full of shit in the way we saw he was full of shit with some of the other stuff. Sure, maybe. I don't know. But the show has been angling at that. The opening
but it's only been angling
has that brief moment
Aaron.
where like we see Rhina's blood drip onto Armin and he goes, wake up. Like that. It feels like they're trying to say something bigger about that. Armin hasn't really grappled with the fact that like he ate a fucking guy he knew. Like, and I don't. We've talked before about how I really do like the metaphor of, the consumption. That the cycle of violence is all consuming, that the act of consuming another human being is an act of like profound violence. I like everything metaphorically with the mechanic of me turned into big monster, eat normal person, or eat person with crazy powers in normal person form. I get new powers. I like everything to do with that metaphorically. I also think it's buck wild. We have not really had a moment where anybody had to grapple with that.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how casually this show kind of jumps right into, and again, these are what there's like, I'm only voicing it because now I know we're at the end.
Yeah.
And I don't feel like it's going to come up now. Like these are ideas I've been sitting on for a minute where it's like, it's crazy. We've gotten to the point where we have scenes like Levi going, we'll just have one of the cadets eat Zeke. What? What?
No time to grapple. He's got to do what he got to do.
Sure, but like we have had time to grapple with this idea.
But we'll have one of the cadets eat Zeke is like in the heat of the moment, right? That's such a
sure, but I'm just saying we've gotten to the point where it is so casual for us, the viewer, and it has gone unimpeached by the text.
It has, yeah.
That, like,
I mean, hey, maybe it'll come up. Maybe
arguably cannibalism has just been happening left, right, and center.
But is it cannibalism when you're not technically eating the dog?
What?
Well, it's not your mouth, right? It's not going into your digestive tract.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's
Uh,
arguable because you were in control of the fact that you picked up another person and put them in your mouth and consumed them.
They're not, though. Ryan is in control in this fight on the Ducks. When Armin eats Bertold, he's not in control because he's then just a pure Titan.
Sure,
And he's
which does make that him. Which does make that him. Because
no, it doesn't. It's not his conscious, though.
But by the time he wakes up, it is now him.
Yeah,
and that's what I'm saying. It's like the fact that we're having this argument is why it's insane that it's never addressed in the show.
Sure, but it's never technically them.
I understand that. I appreciate that. But all of that.
I do agree. There could be a bit of a. It's not like the show hasn't.
And again, that's not a criticism. I'm not saying that the show is incomplete without agnowledging that. I'm not saying it's incomplete if they don't acknowledge.
I think the reason
the memory thing with Bertold. I'm just saying it's crazy that it has kind of gone unaddressed.
I think it's one of those things where it's probably cut out of the story, because if you do it for one, you didn't have to do it for every single person. And the amount of times the Titans move around, you're gonna have a real, not that they've moved around horrendously much, but you still see Titans getting eaten or people getting eaten by Titans to do the swap and whatever. And it's like that would bog so much of this down.
Yeah, I understand that, and I don't want to get too hung up on this.
But I'm saying I think that's probably the reason why, if anything, that's just not in the show.
When a pure Titan eats a normal person, it is framed as such an unambiguously horrific moment every blessed time. It is unambiguously horrifying, even when it's like the flashback at the end of season 3 and it's that one guy who absolutely had it coming. It is still grotesque. We come back from commercial, or come back from the little fade out, and that is a just mangled corpse that was put in a mouth and chomped up. It is framed adequately horrifically when it's pure Titan on normal person, and is kind of wildly under discussed otherwise.
I agree.
It's kind of crazy. But either way. But no, I really did like the
It's a cool fight on the dock. It's a really cool fight.
It's a great fight on the dock. I do want to take it back a little bit. The campfire scene. Really good stuff. I mean, just John as a whole, because he carries that campfire bit. He's so good in that moment. Oh, he's amazing. He's incredible. One of the things to me that is particularly good and funny about it is when Jean finally crashes out and goes belt to ass with Rhina, which I like, because it's one of those instances of very much one, God help you if Superman figures out you can take a punch kind of situations where it's like you're about to get an ass whooping you will never forget. I think Jean is particularly brutal with Rhina because he knows it's just going to go. By the time everybody wakes up, it will not look like he just broke that man's face.
Rhina has that a lot in this show. The poor guy.
Yeah, fuck him.
Wow. So mean.
It's not as emphatic a fuck him as I have for other people, but it's still fuck him. But I love how Jean blitzes Rhina, starts beating the piss out of him. And there's kind of a moment where the scouts just let him do it for a second.
Yeah.
There's that was,
let him get it out of his system. Just you know what? He's had it for years.
Because he tackles him. He just sits on his chest. And it's just boom, boom, boom. And after maybe punch number 8, and we see on impact, Rhina's missing teeth, his jaw's a little off track. His nose is crumpled up. His face is already beginning to swell. Like Jean clearly is has a mean fucking punch.
Mm-hmm.
Like in another life, Jean would have been an amazing boxer because he is just straight Jake Pauling people off punch
His
number
fights
one.
aren't fixed.
No, I mean the way Jake Paul got his shit
Oh.
rearranged. I just couldn't remember the name of the gentleman
Anthony
who did that.
Joshua.
Anthony Joshua.
Who they tried to take out because of that fight. That's my conspiracy theory.
But like, it's okay. So let me rephrase. Jean is just Anthony Joshua-ing Rhina, and again, his whole face is busted.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't just like punch him once, and he like kind of like was dazed. Again,
this is what years of fighting error has done, by the way. This is why they have the fisticuffs in the dinner hall.
Yeah, clearly. But like his whole face is mangled, and they wait a little bit, and then they're like, Rhina, stop.
Jean, no.
Or Jean, no.
Stop it. No.
It's like very much the
hurting the Armored Titan. Oh no.
It's a little bit on the mind just because like it's the most recent thing we did for Road to Doomsday, but it's like the moment in Falcon and the Winter Soldier where Walker is getting absolutely jumped by the Dora Milaje, and then Bucky hits that "looking strong, John" as he's like picking himself off the floor for the fourth time after getting chin checked. But like it was one of those instances where it is funny because they let him beat the shit out of Rhina. They straight just let him beat him half to death. But also you can tell that they're like, no, Jean's just got to kind of do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like Connie got to have his moment where he kind of bugged out for a little bit and did some shit and then came down. And then Jean also gets to have a moment, you know. And I think it's extra funny that obviously Gabi gets hit and Gabi has an amazing moment where she doesn't say it this way because she's a child, but basically has that moment of I need to beseech you for mercy we do not deserve. You're at least using our own logic, using the logic that brought us to your shores. We beg mercy of you. That through our own logic is undeserved. And amazing, amazing, amazing scene. And I don't want to undercut that by again talking about like kind of unspoken humor in it. It is the fact that as Jean's getting pulled away, he's like, no, let me fucking kick his face too. Let me just
I think he just kicks him in the junk.
Even funnier.
He's further back than his face. It's just like, oh, poor.
I thought he was kind of like throwing his body out enough to like make contact.
I'm pretty certain he gets kicked in the junk.
He just wanted to stomp his balls. Even funnier. Even funnier. Like Jean
they'll grow back as well. God damn.
Jean is low key the most normal person in the fucking.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. That's why he's one of the best people.
Like, because like, even Connie and Sasha, as much as I love them, they are very clearly like anime side characters.
They're the comedic twins. They're the comedic.
They're the comedic twins, but they have a quirk to them that make them not feel fully human, fully fleshed out as like a real person. Jean's a fucking dude.
Yeah.
Who like against better reason chose to be a hero
and keeps choosing to be one.
And keeps choosing to do the right thing.
This poor motherfucker. This poor horse. Let this horse man be rest. God damn.
But yeah, I really did like all this stuff at Campfire. Fuck Yelena. fuck her.
Yelena sucks. Yeah.
I like. Because at first with Yelena, I was like, okay, you're gonna again like speaking in trope, speaking in archetype. Yelena's gonna be the I'm morally ambiguous, but you have to work with me because I'm your best chance.
Yeah.
She's been borderline useless.
Mhm.
And not the point, but she's been borderline useless. But what makes her even more frustrating is like you're just nuts and unhealthy.
Mm.
Like I remember with the freckles Ymir, like I kept joking about how she would do anything, and then someone would go, "Hey, why'd you do that?" And she'd just be like, "Why? Why did you do anything?" And I was like, "God, she's fucking exhausting."
Yeah.
I was not. This might be a little offsides coming from me, but it is legitimately what it made me think of. I did not expect to get Yelena being outed as like Marley and Rachel Dolezal.
Mm.
That was such a hilarious. Again, I don't want to make it like sound like I'm over trying to like comedify
Yeah. Yeah.
these episodes because they are truly harrowing and like really get to the heart and soul
Mm.
of what this whole series is
But Attack
about.
on Titan does have some strange humor to it, though. Like you
Yeah.
go back a little bit when Peak and Gabby are with Eren on the roof, and it's just before Peak transforms, and she rips her hand off the shackle. And it's that weird scream moment. For some reason, that is framed as a funny bit.
Yeah. And again, it's not
And it's
even
like,
like
that's horrific, but that's kind of funny.
it's just wow, you're fucking weird.
Yeah, yeah.
Like in a world, in a universe, in a story full of like horrifying, grotesque
Mm.
shit,
You're the weird
you
one.
just lied
Mm.
about where you're from because you're enamored by Squatch.
Yeah. There is a hero for the
What?
Squatch. Who would have thought it?
Yeah, there is a hero for the Squatch, and it's this loony bitch.
Mm.
Speaking of Squatch, is Zeke dead?
We'll wait and see, Jarod.
Okay.
Mm.
I've noticed a like shocking lack of Zeke.
Mm. I
And
mean,
I
there's a
was
shocking
like,
lack of Eren as well.
well, I know where Aaron is and what he's up to.
Do you know where he is? Because you could have told them.
I, I was trying, the coordinate line was busy.
Damn.
Um,
I mean, it shouldn't be because a lot of them are gone now. At least in Paradis, they got Titan.
but oh man, but no, yeah, there's just so many beautiful character moments just throughout. Again, the fight at the dock was just so thrilling.
It's so good.
Um, I will say, so the final episode of Attack on Titan.
Before you
Final
jump,
episode.
before you jump on, someone needs to do something with Gabi because this girl, her shoulder's fucking immaculate. I think it was in last week's episodes where she saves.
With the anti-Titan rounds.
Yeah, and she saves. I can't remember her name. Gives with a K. The blonde-haired kid who finds her and Falco.
Kaya.
No, she saves her. She fires the shot. I don't even notice it. She fires the first shot, and she's on her ass. She then
Yeah.
jumps, throws it in his mouth. She's in the air, and somehow doesn't have her arm obliterated. Which this girl is clearly an Ackerman without realizing it. Then, like, pigeon shoots Flock out of the sky. Immaculate precision. Immaculate. Girl was 12, 13 years old. I adore her.
She's just like the Turkish Olympian
Yeah,
guy
yeah.
with his hand in his pocket, just
Yeah.
do 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 do.
She's never missed a shot in her life, and God bless her for it.
No, and it's always a devastating kill shot.
Yeah.
It is like
She
the
doesn't need the armor. She does not need to be a Titan in whatsoever.
no reason, unless there's a secret 10th Titan and it's the Gun Titan.
Wouldn't that be some shit?
I'd love that. At
the
this
middle
point,
of the
sure.
Ymir flower is actually the last Titan. Everyone's been miscounting this entire time.
And is just a Titan that is like shaped like a normal person, but they like basically have to do what like Jango Fett and Boba Fett have to do to use like the mounted rocket, where
Yeah.
they're just just gigantic anti tank rifle.
Sorry, Zeke and Pika, you're not needed anymore.
Yeah, but
Yeah, so R.I.P. Flark. I fucking couldn't
yeah,
stand you.
R.I.P. Rest in piss. Rest in piss.
Rest
Not
in
only
actual
like,
pieces. God damn.
well, so again, what I was gonna say was the little maniacal laugh I let out
What, when
when
Flark
he's
died?
zipping around and he's just like, "Oh, it's gonna take this one shot, yeah, boom," and the oh, and it's like I literally went I don't even know who shot you, but fuck you. Have fun. Bleep. Loved it. And then they come back to it being Gabi, and like, we had a similar conversation with Avengers Endgame on Road to Doomsday, where we were talking about like how much I love the Nebula killing Nebula thing. That it's like almost like a final act of liberation.
Yeah, yeah.
For it to be Nebula going, like, I will kill what Thanos made me.
Yeah, yeah.
That again, I know people who use subtlety. I think they're cowards. I love that Gabi gets to kill what is basically a mirror image of like what she was for Marley. Just absolute psychotic loyalty, warmonger. The enemy cannot be another person who is at odds with us. The enemy it is a necessity that the enemy is evil and vile and need be killed.
Yep.
And she does not suffer such fools anymore.
Yeah.
And absolutely ripped that motherfucker to shreds. And made me again. It felt like Gabi not just killing somebody who is like at odds with her, but killing the idea of a flock. Like just
Yeah,
killing the
yeah.
idea of somebody like him, somebody like her in the past. I really
breaking
like
that generational hatred, inherited hatred.
Right. Now, granted, it is being done with profound acts of violence, and
Can't make
but
an omelet though,
also
can you?
right, well, hopefully diplomacy wins. I would like for diplomacy to win the day.
Oh yes, diplomacy in the show Attack on Titan.
Yeah, I'd like for that to happen. But
I think they'd all like that to happen, Jarod. I think they all would, especially Levi. Poor man.
Yeah,
This
what's left
grown
of
man
him.
child.
I don't know how.
That clown was creepy as fuck, by the way. I don't know if they intended it to be like, hey, I'm about to sexually assault a child. But that's how it comes across. It's tasty.
I know that Meat Canyon is kind of problematic, and I don't want to necessarily endorse everything Meat Canyon's ever done. However, I could not help it here on that really, really tight shot of the clown right behind Levi. They're like, it stinks real good. Like, I went to the same place. I went to the same exact place, only I saw a very specific version of it. That chilled me to my core. But I will say, I did not fully understand what was happening in the final episode for a little bit.
Oh, really?
The framing of the way Mikasa has her whole what would have happened if it had been different?
Well, after the question.
Yeah, she's like, what would like like what could have happened if things
Mm.
went differently.
What could have indeed?
And the way it's framed, that everybody's in their clothes, and we haven't really gotten a full idea as to like how the infiltration went down.
No, they just casually got off the boat.
But like, we didn't know that until now.
No,
And
no, no.
for a moment, I thought a lot of this episode, maybe for only like maybe a couple minutes, there's like Mikasa have like this was like a figment of Mikasa's imagination,
Yeah,
and this was her kind of going like, oh, like it could have been like what if we got to visit Marley,
yeah,
visit,
yeah.
and it'd be normal, and it's we're
Mm.
here, we're
It's the
visiting, we're
dream
taking in the
episode where everything's
culture.
all happy families and they're all one big
Yeah, and
together.
like
Yeah,
everybody's dressed up and they look cute and they look pretty and they all look handsome, and like I was like, is that what we're getting at here? Is this the vibe? And it wasn't that.
no, but it's
For a
kind of
brief,
played like it though.
it is played
Mm.
like it, especially because we get off the boat and it's Jean, Connie, Sasha like gags with the ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And like again, like the moment I realized this is not just her going, oh, what if there wasn't a conflict and we could just visit Marley?
Mm.
Was
Aaron.
no, it was the little boy,
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
pickpocket, and they
Yeah.
were like, oh, I bet he's got Satan blood. Kill it. That I was like,
The
oh, okay,
overtly
this is the
racist,
real
yeah.
world.
Yeah.
I was
Well, I
like,
mean,
oh, okay,
they
this
are
is
in a reflection of South Africa, Jarod. Not tarring everyone with the same brush, but
that's my response to that. But no, it was interesting seeing the exact moment Aaron went, fuck this. And you get into a really weird place where I don't feel super qualified to speak on this because I'm a straight passing white guy. So I don't think I really have a leg to stand on this specific topic. But it's one of those instances where like you almost want to ask like, hey, I know you're being oppressed and there's horrible things happening to your people because you're being targeted as an ethnic minority, and being marginalized. How about we try to talk it out with your oppressor? Like
yeah.
like that should not be asked of people.
No.
I think it also goes without saying that planetary annihilation is maybe the pendulum swinging a little too hard in the other direction.
Arguable.
Um,
Arguable.
Arguable.
I mean, there's no Epstein in Attack on Titan world now.
We did see a whole child trafficking ring in the beginning of the show.
Yeah, but not anymore. They did. They have consequences.
Those two guys are dead. As they were on Paradis.
They were.
So if
they were.
Shit goes Aaron's way.
They were.
Okay, whoever they were working for is still probably on Paradis. But all that to say, it's interesting seeing Aaron go, clearly there can't be peace. And they don't want there to be peace. And to kind of see Aaron's like undercover operation begin. Because for a while I thought he was just masquerading. Obviously, he was masquerading as a Marleyan soldier, but like I thought he just kind of finessed his way into being at that like Wounded Warriors style hospital.
Yeah. No, he goes the full hog. Like I have to be in the army on the front line to actually make it.
How long was that for?
Months, I guess.
And then were all of our heroes, were all of our like main characters just in Marley for that long, or did they go back and then have to return?
I mean, I assume they went back because they didn't have the gear going with them, and
That's
it's
what I
not that they were
assumed.
really carrying any luggage or anything. So I assume they were. Also, with the whole, you've done this isn't the first time you've done it. Like you're counting on us
Yeah.
to pick you back up after every time. Like we're not doing it anymore. It's obviously it has to have been a fair chunk of time. I'd say it's probably a few months.
Of Aaron being under deep cover.
Mm. Also, damn, that was tough to watch. That shit's tough.
I mean, again, the whole like we here want the Eldians to be treated, fairly because they have no responsibility for what happened. Those hoes on that island, though,
Fuck them.
every single one, every single one.
Which is crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild shit. I was half expecting
just shrink the dialogue and be like, they're the good ones. No, just dumb it down to that at that point. To be fair, Gabi has said that several times. I'm one of the good ones. Like, oh,
yeah,
Gabi, no. Technically, you end up, but no, don't say it loud, please.
But yeah, it's just brutal, and it's. I think one of the most striking instances of like parallels here is within that final episode. To have it be, they came on a ship, they came as normal people, they tried to take the temperature and it didn't work. And immediately, that the episode ends with Aaron returning in force.
Yeah.
It's gonna be grisly.
Unintentionally funny.
The swimming colossals.
Arms out.
I don't know why. In my mind, I was like, are they like tall enough to just like walk across the ocean
always
floor?
like the idea they're walking along the floor. And that's what I always assumed. Like when Hanji spots all the steam, I'm like, there's a lot of them. They're on the seafloor. And there's, oh no, tadpole in their way.
I mean, it makes sense that if they're underwater, that like they are also evaporating the ocean, and that's what it's creating. I assumed they were tall enough that they could walk across the seafloor, or like maybe their heads poking out a little bit, and they're like boiling the water, walking through it. Like that was the visual
Aaron
I was expecting.
I guess no, Aaron's not that big.
I thought he was just floating.
How tall is his founding titan? Estimates between 300 and over 1,000 meters. Thanks, Inden. You give me nothing. Mans is pretty big. Because he is way over
1,000 meters to feet. Oh my God, almost 3,300 feet tall.
He's a big boy.
Wow.
He's a big boy. That's why he's
a big boy. But yeah, no, this is really great kind of final batch of episodes. Like I said, underwhelmed is not the word. I was expecting to
You were expecting the more traditional ramp up to a movie, not a just a little lull. But there is a reason
why. Even if there was a lull, it was just
lull's the wrong word. But it doesn't carry on the ramp up. The lull, I mean, is in the ramp up of everything.
Taylor said she didn't like it.
Which bit? What, the final episode?
I don't think I don't know, honestly. What didn't you like? Oh, she's coming.
like the end.
What's not
And like how abrupt it was.
She didn't like how abrupt it was.
It's fair. It's fair.
Like, so what? Does that mean he wins? And then Jarod looked at me because like we don't know who wins. Actually, everybody sucks.
Yeah.
And then I just am like, okay, cool. I guess I'll fuck off now.
Does Taylor know there's 2 movies? It's still not.
I told her.
Okay.
She thought it was over, and she's like, I didn't realize there were 2 movies, and I did tell you.
You did tell me that there were 2 movies, but I was confused about how you meant there being 2 movies. Like, I was like, oh, so this is the end, and you were like, yeah. And I was like, oh, so this is the end. And then you were like, no, and I was like, oh, okay.
What's funny was I called and asked Taylor's permission to watch these last 4 episodes before
she just said like home. Run home, like.
And she got home in time to see a lot of the good shit. But it was funny because Taylor basically explained, she was like, you know how guys love to be like, oh, I only watch that reality TV slop because that's what my wife likes.
It's fucking garbage.
But it's garbage and it's dumb and I don't care about it.
But so what was Lisa doing last week on Traders?
And then it turns into that. It's like, oh, like, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, so what you're telling me is that you've come to really enjoy the Real Housewives of Marley.
She's been dad watching.
She's been dad watching, is what he said.
I stand and watch too. I do.
Hands behind the back, behind the chair, just like.
Yep.
No hands on hips. Bye.
Okay, goodbye.
That looked like something fell.
It did, but nothing too bad.
Yeah. No, the idea of Taylor dad watching it is what I've had in my head since you said she's been like catching bits of it. And it's like, yeah, it's gonna end up how every dad ends up. Like,
That's exactly it. But yeah,
just pure silence, just like this far from the TV. Like, yeah.
Like I said, I don't have anything else to say other than like I'm ready for the end.
What do you make of Erin asking Mikasa the question? Because it's only the second time in the show's entire run does it even bring up the idea of the pair of them.
I think, okay, I'm glad you brought that up because I have a question for your question.
Go for it.
Is Aaron the father?
Oh, what, of Historia?
Uh-huh.
No. I can just tell you that right now, no.
Okay.
No.
Let me ask you this one time.
I get where you're coming from. There is a slight framing there. And it's like, oh, but no, it's not Aaron.
Okay, let me ask you this one time.
That's 2 questions, Jarod. You said 1 for a question. You can ask it depending what it is, depending on if I answer it or not.
It is brought up in this batch of episodes. I'm going to phrase this delicately. Is Historia with child of her own volition?
I think so.
Because they bring up the idea.
They bring it up, but I think because the way
of like the MPs and like the council and shit, like they're just going to
push her to do what Fritz and Ymir, push into that direction. If you haven't clocked it by now, Historia is the parallel for Ymir.
What'd you say? I didn't hear what you said.
Ymir and Historia are supposed to be like a parallel in this story.
Yeah, no, for sure. That I think that's part of why my brain was like, oh, like.
I think what they say is they're gonna make you do this, not they're making you do this. I think at least this child is intentional. It's her choice to have. No,
that was my question because that was my takeaway. Is either she had a child, she's having a child with Aaron.
Yeah, no, it's not Aaron's.
Or they're like the MPs have already been like, turning her into a baby factory on some fuck shit. And
I think if that was the case, you wouldn't have had. I don't think it was in last week. I think it was the week before. So I think it's for around the Ymir episodes. I want to say it's Hanji says Historia is expecting. I don't think you would have had that sort of a line from Hanji if it was the MPs and the government forcing Historia into that.
Okay.
That's my take, but I'm not 100% sure. That's how I'm looking at it.
Okay.
So I don't think Eren, with the whole, I'm not going to let them turn you into a Titan, like that's just out of the question. You are, no, like that cycle breaks with you. You're done. I don't think Eren would actually let that happen. I think if it was already happening, that scene would have been completely different.
Also, what I thought maybe Historia was like, maybe like we realize how much of a problem Zeke has been.
Mm.
Maybe we make our own Zeke. Was maybe something that was on the mind there. That like having somebody in the field of royal blood is a problem.
Have a little baby.
Maybe we should have our own answer to that. That was kind of what I was the vibe I was receiving. But okay, that's not the case. Cool.
Yeah.
So to answer your question,
thank God.
To answer your question with Mikasa, I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I think on some level, Eren knows what he's already planning to do. There's no real coming back from it. Like either he's going to die in the process or he's going to wipe out humanity. And after that, like he doesn't really have a place to go.
He's got the whole planet if that's the case.
Sure, but there's no like safe haven for him after that. There's no safe haven for him after that. And I think on some I don't know. I think on some level he might be asking because it's kind of a like,
hey, come with me
sort
of thing.
Yeah. Not even that. I think part of it is I know what I'm about to do, and I know what I'm about to do inherently cannot involve me getting to ride off into the sunset with anybody. So in a world where I didn't feel like I had to do this, could that have been my life? Because I can't help but wonder.
That's fair enough.
Or I think it is Eren kind of waiting for Mikasa to be like, I love you, don't. And give him a reason to want to sue for peace here. And kind of anchor him back down. And I don't know. What do you think? What did you think? Because I'm sure there's a hard. I was going to say
what I think, Jarod, is not the question. The answer to that question. Because fun fact, I've only ever seen this episode once prior to this. I've only done Attack on Titan a completely full once. But I'm trying to remember what I thought the first time. I can't remember. I think I was probably like you. Where it's the looking for a grounding.
Yeah.
Sort of a thing. Yeah. That's probably where I was at.
It's tragic.
Yeah.
Didn't have to be this way. On some level, I think he wanted it to be this way. I do legitimately believe that.
I mean, if we look at the paradox stuff.
I'm telling you, I said last week what my least favorite way for this to end would be.
Mm-hmm. What's your best way for this to end, Jarod? Them all like holding hands over the hill with the rainbow and singing happy songs around the campfire?
Okay, you're a fucking dickhead. You're an asshole.
That means the answer was yes.
No, it isn't.
You want the super woke ending of Attack on Titan?
I want I think here's the thing. It's kind of similar to The Worst Way, but I think it would also lean into, I think, my favorite thing about this show, which is the weird, like how I said this on the most recent Nerd Academy, which will be months old by the time this comes out. Um, but that Attack on Titan uses the art of foreshadowing like an absolute lethal weapon.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that also almost wants, like, Eren is defeated, and as he's dying and he's coming to understand, like, him being defeated proves everything he's done was wrong.
Mm.
And on his way out, he's trying to, like, warn little Eren of, like, these
Yeah,
are the
yeah.
these are the horrors to come,
Mm,
and
mm,
you know, maybe you can avoid it.
mm.
And like Eren waking up and then, like, replaying the first moments of the first episode. And I think it leaves you in a very Attack on Titan ambiguous place of, did we by watching the show just experience the vision he got, and it is cyclical and it is unending and there is no stopping it.
You want Neon Genesis ending, basically.
I kind of want a fucking Neon Genesis Evangelion ending. I kind of want it to go there. I kind of want it to go to that, like, because, like, here's the difference between the Ava ending and this is,
Which
Ava
ending?
does it exactly. The Ava ending, like the end of the rebuilds, where they do go full time, and it's like this situation has repeated itself and repeated itself and repeated itself.
Reality loop, please.
Okay, a reality loop.
Thank you.
As
Don't, Mr. Word Gooner, fuck off. Honestly,
Word Gooner might be some of my best work ever.
It might be, actually, yeah. I kind of hate that it was you who said it. Because going to be, I came up with Word Gooner. Already got a fucking memory gauntlet. Like, goddamn.
I have memory gauntlet. I have Word Gooner.
That's it.
I got a couple others in the chamber. But
triple Lux Baloo.
anyway, there's the reality loop of Evangelion.
Thank you.
But it's played in kind of a meta way where it's like part of it is a wink and a nod to be like, yes, there are
we can keep making Evangelion for the rest of time.
Well, sure, you could do that. You could take it that route. But there's also the element of, this is why there's two different endings to the TV show. You know, here's
why the manga's also canon. There's all this stuff.
You know, so there's a meta element there, like, but it's also like the conclusion Evangelion comes to is you just have to live life, and like you will know when you're doing it right. You know?
Yeah.
Like it kind of lands in a very like introspective place. With Attack on Titan, because especially in this back half of the series, it has played so much with the ideas of fatalism, of destiny, of, you know, our choices, are our choices our own? How, you know, like there's so many ideas about the nature of determinism that I would kind of like an ambiguous ending that goes, did we witness the full breadth of Eren's vision by watching the whole show? Or, and when Eren wakes up, the show begins, and you can basically press play on To You 2,000 years ago. And it kind of be a perfect loop. Like some of my favorite albums. Igor and Damn come to mind. Or did Eren show a horrific potential future to his past self and help prevent things from going this way? And in some way, I don't want to say that Eren is necessarily redeemed.
No.
But in a universe full of, in a story full of horrible decisions that you can't take back, Eren was able to take back a lot of bad decisions that a lot of people made. And I think that would be I think it's ambiguous enough. How do I phrase this? I think it's ambiguous enough to have like a really like beautiful ending that for a series that has only recently engaged with the very concept of like objective morality to end somewhere that doesn't kind of feel abruptly Ewoks are dancing in the trees.
Yeah.
You know? And don't get me wrong, I love when Ewoks are dancing in the trees. I love a happy ending. I love a happy ending. Attack on Titan does not strike me as the show that's going to have a net happy ending. I think that would be the closest that I could this is the closest I could expect Attack on Titan to having a happy ending. And I think that while it is that would be ambiguous, I think it would also leave enough evidence to go in either direction. That you could argue, if Eren is kind of making it clear his intent is to go, hey, don't. This problem can be solved.
Yeah.
That you can rest on that. Or if you believe that this show is in some way a kind of, fatalist, and by extension of being fatalist, nihilist text, you get an infinite loop of death and destruction, which is what the show has been about.
Yeah.
I think that would be interesting. If I didn't get to see the next two episodes and you said, Jarod, write for me how you think Attack on Titan should end, I think that's where I land the plane.
That's interesting. Flying boat, please.
Sure.
Don't know what this plane you speak of is. But I think that's going to bring us to an end. Unless you got anything else.
I don't think so.
No, that's fair.
Oh, I actually have one like little addendum to like the last 3 episodes of our show. I think every time we've talked about it's time to talk about birds as a symbol, and then we go in a different direction. And like birds are very clear, like an obvious symbol for peace, for freedom, for the ability to kind of explore at your leisure in the world being a kind of like open, welcoming place. And I think that's why birds have been in so many of the outros and the intros, where they like kind of take up a whole lot of real estate as a symbol. A lot of the time it's birds around somebody who is directly opposed to that very idea of what they symbolize. Or like with the Marley introduction, like the intro sequence, I should say, we see birds like being like kind of senseless casualties of war. Yeah, we just kept saying we would talk about birds and we never talked about birds. And I think people at home might be getting frustrated that we keep bird edging.
Well, maybe the people at home understand why we haven't mentioned birds yet.
What?
I mean, maybe it comes into play. Who knows?
They're gonna like a bunch of pigeons gonna like
gonna shit on Eren to death. That's what they're
gonna. A bunch of birds are gonna kamikaze fucking Cthulhu.
London's gonna send over all 5 billion pigeons in Trafalgar Square right this instant, all the way to where Eren Yeager is.
How is it pronounced?
Trafalgar Square.
Trafalgar.
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 Trafalgar. It's pronounced exactly how it's said. How it's written, I should say. Yeah, Trafalgar.
The F goes before the
Trafal.
G.
Yes. And so does the A and the L. Trafalgar Square. What did you think it was?
Traglafara. For some reason, I was like, I was putting letters.
I am going to. We're going to end this, right, with a favorite of mine. I'm going to put it in the private chat.
Okay.
Pronounce that word. There's one right answer. TikTok, Jarod. The clock is going. The clock is ticking on this one.
See, here's the fucked up part: is you have me backed into a corner. As a former bartender, I put this in all of the Bloody Marys I made from scratch.
Yeah, because it goes with Bloody Marys. Yeah, I put this in my beans on toast. It works really fucking well with beans. Only Branston beans. Branston beans. Heinz, no. Heinz suck. Branston beans.
Do not disparage Heinz brand anything in front of
I'm sorry. Branston beans are far superior.
Sure, just don't say anything Heinz brand is trash in front of a Pittsburgher. That is very disrespectful to my culture.
Did you guys make Heinz?
Yes.
Really?
The football stadium where the Pittsburgh Steelers play used to be Heinz Field. There is a Heinz.
The motherfuckers that stole ketchup from the Chinese. I bet you didn't know that one, did you?
I didn't. I did not know that.
Yeah, ketchup is a Chinese thing. Yeah.
Well, they got more fancy sauces than ketchup. But yeah, no.
Well, come on. Say the word, Jarod. It's right there. Right there.
Okay. Do you want me to say how I think it is correctly pronounced?
Yes.
Or how I say it?
Well, isn't that the same thing? If you think how it's correctly pronounced is different from how you say it,
well, no, because I know there is a correct pronunciation.
There is a correct pronunciation of the word. Yeah.
I know that everybody around me has always said Worcestershire.
Yes, that's horrific. Not the worst, but that's horrific.
Yeah. I also know a lot of the people around me make fun of how it is incredibly hard to pronounce correctly. So we get a lot of wash your sister sauce, a lot of Worcestershire. As my mom jokingly says, hey, can you come go downstairs and get some more Worcestershire?
Ironically, that is probably the closest you will get.
Worcestershire?
Yeah.
Is it like a... Okay, what is the correct pronunciation?
Worcestershire.
Okay, I thought there was more. I thought there was more going on in the front part.
No, Worcestershire.
I mean, it's not as egregiously bad as I thought it was going to be.
I mean, it's the correct way of saying it, Jeremy.
Whatever.
Though in defense, no one ever says that word when they're using the sauce. It's just Liam Parent. Put a bit of Liam P in your beans. No, there you go.
Little Liam P in your beans. God, sometimes I say I should have gone to school to be a journalist. Sometimes I say I should have gone to school to be an English teacher. And then there's other times where I'm like, I should have gone to school for entomology because shit like put a little Liam P in your beans is like, I just want to think about that all day. And how we arrive at slang of put a little Liam P in your beans. I'm just going to say that when I'm hooking somebody up with something. Like I'm out with my friends. When I'm out with my friends and they're like, like I want to get dinner, but like I don't have a lot
Can
of
we
money.
not
I'm like,
culturally
and
appropriate?
I'll be like, nah,
No.
man, like let me put a little Liam P in your beans and
Don't
get them dinner.
colonize
You know?
my language even more than you
I
already
am
have. No.
motherfucker.
I can say that as someone who's been colonized throughout history. I'm an island of people who have been colonized.
And you colonized where I live. We fought a whole war about it.
You colonized where you live. I had no part.
No, y'all colonized this bitch, and now we live here.
You sided with the French. You're dead to us. You ain't part. Never were. There's just some things that, like the rumbling, there are just some things unforgivable. And using the French is one of them.
Fair enough. Granted, the part of the country I live in does quite love the French. Not the people, but
worse.
there's a lot of there's a lot of Lafayette love. Like I live in Fayette County. Oh, okay.
Where?
What was the no? I got a good one for you that's gonna really.
This is gonna become our longest episode. Keep going.
Okay, no, I got a good one that'll piss you off.
Oh joy! That's what I need at 1:10 in the morning.
Finish this phrase. The Treaty of
Versailles.
There is a town or like a part of Pittsburgh that is spelled North, and then all of those letters are supposed to be Versailles.
Yeah.
It is called North Versailles.
Nice.
So there's a little bit of French. There's just butchering the French as well. So there you go. I was like, the mispronunciation is going to piss you off, but it's going to make you happy that it's French getting the short end of the stick. So everybody.
I mean, we butcher the French language anyway. Yeah. We've taken a lot of those.
You guys can find me over at the Nerd Academy Podcast. Road to Doomsday MCU rewatch shows going strong. For early access to every episode and exclusive access to our audio commentary series, subscribe at the $5 tier or higher. Luminous Odyssey on the Armini Systems YouTube channel. Star Wars RPG I'm in the High Republic era. Epic Confrontations, Star Wars Trivia League I'm in. And obviously, Pro and Noob.
And you can find me on the Blue Sky at Mitch692, so you can like, comment, subscribe to stay here and find out how Jarod gets on with the final chapters, the last attack. And I'm going to be perfectly honest, I am spooked.
Why is that? Are you afraid of? Are you afraid I won't like it?
I get this way every time we get to an end of a season. I just get spooked. Not like a Dan, because Dan's obviously ongoing. It hasn't ended yet. But Evangelion, Bebop, now Attack on Titan. I get a little bit spooked.
Why?
I just don't know how.
I don't think I've ever had it.
I don't think I've ever. It's not a commentary on you. It's more me.
What are you spooked? Are you just afraid I won't like it and you'll be disappointed for me if I don't love it, or are you afraid that I'm going to come in here with like a wrong takeaway?
Yes, all the above.
Okay, I am a things understander. So
really,
yeah.
It's a story. I get forced to have that child.
They talk about that being an issue. I wanted to
They
make sure
do, but it's a future issue. They kind of make that imply.
All right. Well, do your plugs.
I've just done my plugs.
You didn't do your Blue Sky.
I said you can find me on Blue Sky at Mitch692. To stay here, you can like, comment, subscribe, and then find out what Jarod thinks of the ending next week, where I am spooked.
Oh, okay. I'm okay. I misheard you.
Well, this man doesn't remember a conversation he had last week.
Okay. You know what? This is what Marley sounds like right now.
Oh, I can't dedicate my heart there.